Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. Stand in line for your fix. A triple shot of Marcus in the mix, serving you yet another round of fish and grits. February 28th, 2018, the last day of Black History, my brothers. It it feel like it's been a good month though. I cannot complain about the Black History Month that we had this year.
It was an awesome month because Black Panther is killing it at the box office. So hail to the king.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah,
Black Panther
it's
made the
it's it's
history.
it's it's good to celebrate the end of February, but my Black History Month starts January 1st and ends December 31st.
Huh. There we go.
Oh, okay. It's every day.
right,
I feel you.
right,
Okay, you
right
better
on
embrace
on the
that.
Right. Shit.
cruise.
I don't get to be black for just a month, so why am I going to celebrate my history for just a month? I'm just keeping it 100.
There you go. Go see Black Panther three more times.
Man, I am here for this.
Hey man,
Yeah,
it's killing in the box office.
yeah.
It's
What
going to
have
keep
you looked at
killing,
the
man.
recent numbers?
For right now, it says that it's the third. I want to say the third highest grossing Marvel film. So that's
Ever in the
compared to the
U.S.
Avengers and Age of Ultron. Avengers, Age of Ultron, and they said it's gonna probably pass Age of Ultron by I want to say by Friday.
Damn, not even a
That's it.
month in. What's that?
Yeah,
3 weeks?
yeah, and it's probably gonna
Oh,
be number one this week too,
man, how's that Luke concert, man? I finally jammed your boy. The album did go
bro,
hard. The album did
bro.
go hard. I must say.
It had to be the most incredible feeling ever that we was just chilling by the bar, listening to Earth Gang fucking suck it up at the concert. And then
Oh,
all of a
no.
sudden we looked to the left and Luke was there and he came and talked to us and we chopped it up with him. We let him know that we huge fans. I had to let him know that I still think he got the album of the year last year.
I
Yeah,
was
man,
about to
get that
say, now
plug
don't
in.
now don't get it twisted. Did you have a groupie moment? Did you have a full on groupie
Oh, I
moment or no?
did. No, I had a huge groupie moment. I kept that same energy. So how I be gushing over that dude, no homo, on the podcast whenever I talk to people, I kept that same energy. That dude right there, man, he's on to something big, and I really enjoyed the whole concert. JID wasn't the greatest, but I really came just to see Luke, so it was really amazing just to see him.
Man, no doubt, 100%. How long did it last?
Dang, it ended up man, that thing, I feel like the concert lasted forever. It's like Earth Gang wouldn't get off the fucking stage. It was like, God damn. It was
I
like another
guess.
song and another song and another song. So, I mean, it lasted for a good it would feel like three hours and a half.
You gotta learn to
Oh,
heckle that boy and get your ass off the stage.
Boo, nigga. Nah, you had the white people that was in the front. They was really moshing.
So
I mean, it
they'll
was
be all
really a
right.
lot. It was a live concert because it was just like the performances really played to the crowd. So when the crowd was hyped, well, they got the crowd hyped, so they fed off the energy. So it was really impressive.
that's what's up, man. Anything y'all been catching on the tube? Any latest shows y'all been catching out there?
Bro, I ain't been watching nothing on TV, honestly. I've been sitting up there watching cartoons and shit.
Oh man, for me, I found a nice hidden gem that I've been looking over for a long time. Finally, chilling, cuddling with the wife. Like let's watch a little something different.
Yeah, get your cuddle
Uh,
on, boy.
Watched a little show called Hap and Leonard. Man, I caught it on Netflix to kind of catch up. I believe it's a series that comes on like AMC or Sundance. I don't watch cable, so I don't know. I'm a streamer for life. Streamer gang. Uh, but yeah, man, they got like the first two seasons of it on Netflix, and Michael Carter Williams from The Wire is on there. And basically, it's a story about two guys growing up in rural Texas. They came to know each other because their fathers were killed in a drunk driving accident where Michael Carter Williams' dad's car was pulled over. Uh, and the other guy's dad got out to check. This was back when they were like little kids, rainy night, just like back in the 50s or whatever. And a dude came out drunk driving. Dads were checking on the car and stuff like that, and hit the car and hit them, killed both of them. So they basically like grew up together.
Mm.
Uh, One went off to the military to be a Marine. The other guy just kind of bummed around, got an auto shop and stuff like that. But they go through and they have these wild little adventures in their town. With everything from robberies to solving murder mysteries and stuff like that. But it's just a really cool dynamic between the two of them, the interactions in the town. uh the one thing that stuck out to me about the show is that the writers on there are really, really strong at like bringing you in to all of the emotion and all of the stuff that's going on. They have some amazing imagery and stuff like that with some of the storylines. I don't want to give it away, but they have some very powerful storylines involving everything from, gender specific, sexuality, race, modern day Jim Crow laws and stuff like that. But they tell really good stories, man. It's an acquired taste. I'm not going to sit here and say that everybody will love it, but if you're kind of into it, if you're kind of into those kind of shows and stuff like that, it's kind of like a more serious psych to a certain extent. Give it a try. Give it a try. Like I said, there's 2 seasons on Netflix right now. The first season was great to me, got me in completely. The second season was amazing. Super great storyline. But yeah, if you want to give it a peek, give it a peek. I don't think that anything else significant really came out.
Atlanta come out tomorrow.
Atlanta
Atlanta comes out tomorrow. For those of you who have Hulu as well and never got a chance to check it out, the movie Detroit is on there.
I heard
very
that was a
good
movie. I haven't
factual movie about some going-ons at the Algiers Motel and in the city of Detroit overall during their riots back in the day. It's a really good story. It's really thought-provoking. It's one that'll make you mad if you're on that militant tip. That's for damn sure. But it's a good movie. People that didn't get a chance to look at it in the movie theaters because it wasn't really in there that long, give it a look. See, it's on Hulu.
Did y'all check out The Chi this week?
Man, when I tell you I ain't watched shit, I haven't watched shit. I watched Star Wars Rebels, which is a very underrated cartoon.
It is.
It is a very underrated. Hey, my boy Kanan just died. For those who just, who out there feeling heartbroken, man. Kanan is one of the last Jedi, if people didn't know this.
Yeah, I was about to say, don't get people confused and be like, wait a minute, Power came back on?
Nah. Kanan, 50 still out there wilding.
He don't die, bro.
He don't die.
Not that one.
Burns, stab wounds, STDs. He is not going.
Yeah, he ain't going nowhere.
He ain't going nowhere. I've been watching that, and then I've been watching Greenleaf. People got to watch Greenleaf, man. That show's incredible. Just the drama that be going on that show. But I am going
to tell people about Greenleaf just like we try to tell them about Queen Sugar. I mean, can't make them drink just because you leave them the water, brother.
Man, Netflix is really pumping out a lot of content out here, man. They really gonna screw regular cable up because it just they have so much.
They just put out an article to say about the end of this year they'll have over 700 streaming shows and specials on their service.
Because it seemed like ever since Monique said a couple of crazy words, I see everybody have one. Shit, Tiffany Haddish just broke a deal, didn't she?
Yeah, she did.
She should have it.
She's got a Netflix deal. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, Monique ain't doing but making money for everybody else except herself.
Pretty much.
But you know what's crazy about it? When I don't know if y'all looked at an article that was out about how much Chadwick Boseman made for Black Panther. I think he made like under $1 million or something like that. And just to think that he can be humble enough to make under $1 million, and look what she can, she tripping about $500K. Like, come on, dog, get your money and go sit down somewhere.
Made the best movie of all time.
And much like an Aaron Rodgers, I'm pretty sure that they will be renegotiating that deal for future installments of movies.
Oh, they will. Because I think Marvel they lowball all their actors when they come in on the first movie or something like that. I'm surprised he did. I think he got more than what most of them make, because I think like Thor made like $400K.
Like they follow the opposite. They follow the opposite principle that like their counterpart DC would do. DC is going to bring in names and they're going to pay them because they know that they're going to get money based off the names, i.e. a Will Smith being in a Suicide Squad or something like that. Whereas Marvel likes to take lesser known actors on the whole, or less prestigious actors, and kind of help them become those characters. Tobey Maguire didn't really start getting major checks until he started doing Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? Same with the Helmsworth guy, folks like that. Like with Downey, resurrected his entire career and actually got his pay scale up,
Downey fucked Marvel, man. And it's so amazing that he's what Marvel needed, but he fucked Marvel. Man, when they lowballed him and they gave him that $400,000 to come in on Iron Man 1, and then it made so much money, then he flipped it and he got I think he signed a 3-picture deal, so he was going Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3, and then Avengers, and he said that he wanted to get paid off the back end of the Avengers. That Marvel didn't expect Avengers to make money like that, and they expect him to get paid like that.
Well, he didn't fuck them; they fucked themselves. They didn't.
Well, I didn't mean to say fuck. I didn't mean to say fuck them over, but he just fucked them. Be like, hey man, he screwed. Like he got over on Marvel, and Marvel would not let that happen to any other person they sign up.
I don't know. I'm sure that they won't let it to that extent, but they're going to have to make some sort of concessions and stuff like that because the way that it's going now, it's gravitating to the point that Marvel is going to have to make a choice. They're either going to have to go through and with some of their more irreplaceable quote unquote stars, they're going to have to make some sort of provisions that would be similar to that, maybe not exactly the same thing, or they're going to suffer the consequences because the other part of this that's going to be funny moving forward over the next few years is the fact that these major motion picture companies are really going to have to take an honest look at the fact that these streaming companies are becoming a significant problem to the point that in past podcasts, we've already said that I am not going to be surprised when a major Marvel or DC movie strictly comes out on streaming and not in the box office.
Did you see that Natalie Portman movie that came out this weekend? I forgot what it's called, Annihilation or something like that. That it's Paramount sold the rights to that film, that it would only stay in the film. I mean, they would take the money that it makes in the theater for like a month, and then it goes straight to Netflix.
I can believe
after that. That's crazy. I mean, that's what more movie theaters need to do. So, like, instead of you just having your movie get played out over the theater and you got to wait months and months and months for this movie to come on DVD, why not just when it's ended its run in theater, just go ahead and put it in the streaming service?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'll be the best movie, making money faster.
Oh yeah, for those mid-range, for those mid-level movies, not necessarily the blockbusters per se, but for a lot of those movies that aren't going to do those nine-figure, numbers and stuff like that. Hey, go on ahead, get your money where you can, you know what I'm saying, and then throw that bad boy, DVD, Blu-ray streaming. Why not?
Sir. Yes, sir. But yeah, Disney streaming service is really going to be killing.
No doubt, 100%, man. Anything else on the entertainment tip?
Nah, that's it, man. Ain't nothing else entertaining out there but watching these Rockets.
Oh, they always entertain. They'll be on in about an hour. Hey,
yes,
don't do that to us. Don't do it.
Oh my God. Okay, come on now.
Matter of fact, just so we can get Uncle Buzz back on track. This is how we're gonna take it out.
Kawhi Leonard.
If you were the Packers, what are you offering Aaron Rodgers after we just seen the contract that Jimmy G got? Like what? Because you got to realize if Aaron get paid first, then he's kind of gonna set the market for Drew Brees and whoever else is next to get paid.
Well, there's two things if you gotta consider.
If you got the ball in your hand, I'm asking you, Wilson. I'm asking if you got the ball in your hands, where would you set the market at? Because Aaron Rodgers is gonna be the top paid player in the NFL, correct? It's gonna happen.
Of that, I have no doubt.
So what would you set?
But the thing is this: you put the ball squarely in Aaron Rodgers' court, and you ask him, okay. I understand how it goes with you guys, and everybody wants to see who's making what and who's the top dog and this, that, and the other. That's great. But by the same token, we just went through and overhauled this front office and this defensive staff so we could try to get you another ring. So do you want to price yourself so high up in the market that we can't get you any more help? Or do you want to kind of work with us a little bit? Let us see if we can do for you on the front end immediately so you can get your shine on and people will know what's what, but maybe slant you a little bit more towards that back end. So we can actually get you some priority talent in there. It's a lot of free agents out there that's going to be interesting. A Muhammad Wilkerson just propped up that would be awesome on that front line with a Mike Daniels, a Dean Lowry, and a Kenny Clark. I mean, you got DBs that's going to come up available in free agency as well as the ones that you're looking at in the combine, which started today. So at the end of the day, I think that they get creative with it, but I think that at the end of the day, Aaron will probably end up getting a contract that'll probably average him about 31 and a half.
That's a lot of money. That's good money. He deserves it.
It's enough to make the statement. It's enough to let people know, and it's enough to make people like the Drew Breeses of the world and other folks that are going to come down the timeline, the Russell Wilsons perhaps, and folks of that nature sit up and take notice and be like, yeah, can't wait to get my payday, player.
Yeah, because when they get that, I mean, but Drew Brees been getting paid, so he don't need to be looking for no money. He need to look for trying to get that.
Boys.
Man,
Yeah, I mean, if
we
we're being honest and we calling a spade, there's no top 10 quarterback in the NFL right now that's past their rookie contract that hasn't been paid handsomely. It's just a matter of they do that keeping up with the Joneses. When the minute they started releasing how much players make by position and as individuals, that's when the market started going up. If they always held those numbers a secret, except for the NFL offices for salary cap purposes, you wouldn't see contracts be this high.
I agree. I
It's
totally
an ego
agree.
thing. It's a pure ego thing for you to sit out and say, "Oh, I'm top dog. I'm the highest paid man." That's it. That's all.
Do y'all feel like Blake Bortles got a fair share of his quarterback money?
I think
Yeah.
he got an awesome deal.
He got a
think
damn good
these
deal.
haters need to shut the hell up.
3 years for $54 million? That's pretty damn good for Blake Bortles. He deserved it, even if he put up numbers in garbage time. I mean, look what he did for that franchise. He came through. He played pretty damn well down the stretch and in the playoffs. And you can't say that he lost you any games this year. So I hope he builds on his performance and he takes this going forward and he builds off of this.
Let's all be honest with ourselves. We talked about this all year. This man came through and actually had an above average performance this season, and he didn't have his major skill position talent with him.
Oh, at
His
all.
receivers was hurt. His receivers was hurt all year.
And his main receiver was off first play.
First series done. First catch
Exactly.
done. Out.
So for my money, all things considered, total body of work, I think he did pretty damn good, and getting them to the championship game ain't nothing to sniff at or sneeze at.
At
So
all.
pay the man. Pay the man.
He's a better Eli.
And he fits exactly what Tom Coughlin likes with his teams. That's the one thing that I try to stress to people at the end of the day. He may not be your preference as far as style of quarterback or type of quarterback. That dude is a tailor-made, picture-perfect version of what a Tom Coughlin quarterback looks like. Period.
A la Eli Manning.
Exactly.
And what y'all think of the Marcus Peters trade for a fourth and a second?
Whew,
LA is getting one of the best
Still.
playmakers that we've seen in a 3-year span.
Kansas City must be tired of his antics or whatnot. I think that
Kansas
relation
City came out and they played that bullshit card because at the end of the day, the owner didn't like the fact that he kneeled for the anthem. That's it.
Okay, well then he screwed himself because the Rams just got one of the best.
Exactly.
And I'm talking about he's gonna show out.
He played this politic game and he tried to show his ass and be that good old boy. And I'll show him. I don't have them kind of protesters on my team, this, that, and the other. But Kelsey acted a fucking donkey all season long.
All season. He acted a donkey, and on top of that, don't he got that little love show that's on E? Like, get the fuck up out of here, Kelsey.
But it's all good. We'll see how far Kelsey gets him next year.
Oh yeah, because who they got? Mahomes coming up? Yeah. Because Alex gone, so yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Tyreek, and that's about it.
Hey man, it's gonna be they got that boy.
Whatever left of Kelsey. Shit, if you got any more brains left.
Hello,
man, because he out here wilding and then talking crazy.
Man. And then we also had a couple planned cuts that's gonna be coming down.
Oh, Jay Stu, get out of here.
Jonathan Stewart, Chris Ivory, Frank Gore, Mike Glennon, and Muhammad Wilkerson, like my boy.
Chris Ivory got the boot?
Yeah, Chris Ivory got the boot. TJ
Chris Ivory got let go.
Okay, there go TJ time. It's that Bama time.
Let me take the time to give a shout out and congratulations to a man that was pretty underrated in my opinion, but had a nice long career in the NFL. Decided to announce his retirement. That would be Matt Forte, 2-time Pro Bowler with Bears and Jets.
Hey, that was a bad man, especially them Bears guys. Man, it pisses me off how good the Bears
talent got wasted on a team that couldn't win.
The Bears had a fucking squad. I'm talking about, I think they would have made some noise for Josh McCown if he didn't get hurt that year.
I still remember the days when Matt Forte and Aaron Foster was like the top names.
The top to get.
Right.
You had to get them. And then when Matt Forte started catching the ball,
a couple of fantasy football championships. Oh yes, he established himself as a solid dual threat.
Mm-hmm. Hey, but what's his backup that used to steal all his touchdowns? That's why I didn't like Matt Forte. Oh my God, he had a backup. Was it Michael Turner? No.
What Michael Turner?
It was somebody that was the backup, and he used to steal all his touchdowns. And I used to be like,
I know who you're talking about, but he was.
I was like, if Matt Forte is not scoring a touchdown 10 yards or higher,
yeah. If he didn't take that hole out from like 30 yards or more, they wouldn't giving him.
No, sir, you cannot get in this game, sir. But yeah, it's sad to see him go. But you know what this does do for me? If the Jets do, by some miracle type of way, get Kirk Cousins and My boy Bilal Powell is still there. Interesting draft.
Everybody's gonna be out there for Kirk, especially with Minnesota not tagging Keenum. I really thought they was gonna try to.
I think that Minnesota now more than ever is actually. I think that's their plan A. I think they're.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't think about that.
They're literally ignoring all three of them quarterbacks. Yeah. They aren't paying attention to none of them.
They not talking to none of them, bro. Like, if you're not talking to none of those quarterbacks, that means your priority right now is Kirk Cousins.
Oh my God, I didn't even think about that. How genius is that? No one saw that.
No, sir. That is not genius. That is not what we want right now.
That's bad for y'all because man, he gonna light y'all asses up.
Oh, Kirk Verzander would be a staple.
Kirk, don't get it twisted. Kirk has never lit, quote unquote, the Packers up. Don't do that.
That's true, but I'm talking about with his weapon core, with his weapons at his disposal, and then he has Dalvin Cook coming back. Oh my God,
he still got to make the passes.
Wilson don't like
that offensive line.
Wilson don't like none of this.
I don't like none of this shit.
Kyle Rudolph,
like straight off belly, I don't like that shit. I don't like that shit at all.
Kyle Rudolph.
Might have
Adam Thielen. Oh my God!
A top three.
Thielen gonna be eating. Oh my God!
But see, the funny part about that though, the double-edged sword that people don't realize is that'll be good for exactly 1 year.
Oh, maybe if that he may crumble. Like
no. The reason why I say that is no, and it has nothing to do with Kirk Cousins. It's the fact that you have to understand the way the other shoe drops. Half of Minnesota's team is on rookie contracts right now, and if you cough up that money to pay Cousins, you ain't gonna have no money to keep all them on your team. So
it's gonna be interesting.
Good luck keeping Thielen. You're going to have to pay up all of those people that you got on that squad right now. Minnesota is getting by because their front office has been outstanding with drafting good talent that's contributed immediately, but eventually you're going to have to pay all that talent. They just spent a grip paying half that defense. They haven't even got to the offense yet because Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs are going to be expensive.
So basically you're saying they like the Celtics of the NFL. Build them, get them rookie contracts and get rid of them before they hit the market. Yeah.
You're gonna have to play that game, or you're gonna have to take time to really find out which ones you want to keep.
I'm really just floored that y'all just brought up Kirk Cousins, and I didn't even think of that at all.
Yeah, that had to be.
Well, I mean, until we saw everything that went down in the last week or so, because we still were under the assumption that they were thinking about tagging Case.
I was
Bridgewater.
Sure about that. At least get a contract with Bridgewater. They don't even want to discuss that right now.
Yeah, they booted both of them, and I was like, oh shit. I guess they're getting Sam Bradford. And I didn't even think about
which Kirk also Cousins. Turns up the Bridgewater to Houston hype train. So be on the lookout for that. That could happen. Bridgewater to Houston.
Why?
Bridgewater to Houston for what?
Backup quarterback.
Man, please.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that for Bridgewater. If I was Bridgewater, I wouldn't even want to do that.
Why not? There's no point. There's better opportunities to be had elsewhere.
He can go to the Cardinals. He can go to Denver. He can pretty much pick at his litter.
Bridgewater don't need to be thrown out there like that. Like I don't think that's the worst thing he could.
Okay, that's why you go to Denver or you go to the Cardinals. You won't be thrown out there. You kind of got
to go to the Jet. Minnesota gets Cousins.
Live your life as a backup and just make it a
Nah, bro. Teddy Bridgewater didn't sign up to be Sage Rosenfels. He won't say
exactly.
Shit, why?
And he wanted to be and he was on his way to having a breakout season before he got hurt. You heard the rumblings at camp.
But there is no reports about Bridgewater wanting to be a starter right now. And that's the number one telling
thing. Okay, but you don't hear nothing about backup.
But why be a backup somewhere like Houston when you can go be a backup like in New England or somewhere where you can actually win something?
Ooh,
why not come to Houston?
That's fine.
Yeah, let me throwing slugs down here.
I'm sorry. Teddy Bridgewater got his knee ripped to shreds in a non-contract drill. You think he wants to put that bad boy under scrutiny behind that offensive line? Come on, man. Let's think about this.
I'm telling you, because Houston got to get a backup quarterback. We don't got no backup.
Okay, man. Houston's getting everything in all sports. They did. Yeah. Okay. All right. They get everybody. Ain't nobody trying to hear that narrative, man. We're not trying to hear all that. Teddy don't even like Houston. He don't even go to strip clubs, bro.
Once Bridgewater do that visit, I prove you wrong. That's it.
Man, please.
Once
put a Milky Way on it. Dun dun dun. Put a Milky Way on it.
Milky Way on the visit? Oh, done deal.
No, Milky Way on the signing.
On the signing? Oh, you got it. Go ahead.
I like the bet.
Go ahead.
Well, I'm just saying. You think that man coming in that tough? I mean, put a Milky Way on it.
Yeah, hey, he ain't gonna. Even if he gets signed, he ain't gonna see no playing time because Mr. 40 touchdowns is coming.
And that's the thing.
Please,
That's
he'll
what
get
that's what
13
works out
games
about
in.
everything.
40 touchdowns.
He's going to get 13 games in, and you're hoping that he gets 45, because if not, then you're losing the bet.
Oh, yeah, he's going to get 45 into infinity and beyond. We said total touchdowns, right?
No,
Yeah.
you said 45 passing touchdowns.
What? I thought we
Go
said
back and
total
check the tape.
touchdowns.
Man,
Go back and check the tape. That's why I laughed at y'all, because
Dak
that's a
is
sucker's bet. Because the other thing that I asked you was, name all the times you've seen an NFL quarterback throw 45 touchdowns. But you were so high on your Watson train. Thanks for the bet, homie.
I don't know, man. I think me and DeMarcus said 40 touchdowns.
I think you need to go back and check the tape.
I'm going to go check that.
Tape.
40
check that.
40 touching, five.
Nah, bro, we ain't even take the time to separate it. We said 45 passing touchdowns because y'all was so
man. If he get total, we said total touchdowns.
He can throw 19 and 6. Yeah, he can get 45. That's all I heard. That's why.
Okay. It's fine. Let me go talk to. Let me go send him a text.
He about to come and Aaron Rodgers these boys next year.
Yes, sir.
Let's see it.
Floaters.
Since y'all love putting my man's name next to y'all's quarterback all the time, we gonna see.
Pull up on me and we gonna see.
The Rodgers boost. Just get your money and be quiet with your little quarterback.
So basically, y'all are gonna have no running game next year, is what you're telling me. Because that's the only way he's gonna throw 45.
Hey, Foreman gonna be a beast next year.
Exactly my point. Which means that he'll probably only throw about 36.
Oh no, he ain't gonna get them goal line carries. It's gonna be Watson time.
Yeah, he gonna run it in.
Yeah, okay.
Watson time.
Y'all gonna get that man killed again.
Watson time.
Trying to get your touchdown back.
That nigga got killed.
Run the bootleg. No.
Goddamn Seahawks. I blame the Seahawks for their injury. Fuck them.
You gonna do that bullshit as what Tom Brady be doing a little touch pass when you touching just like
let me go right up in here.
Yeah.
On a little shovel pass. Hell yeah. We got Andre Ellington. Here you go, Andre.
Y'all doing the Travis Kelce on them boys?
Oh yeah, we gotta hit that shovel, yes sir. That's the only thing. That's the only thing Travis Kelce got going last year.
Griffin, boy, coming back down.
Who?
Tyler Eifert. He's been cleared to return.
Oh my God, Tyler Eifert is annoying. He pissed me off last year. Let's not talk about him. He is in who? He's in a who's a who, man.
He in Whoville.
Yeah, that nigga in Whoville with the rest of.
Mr. Glass is coming back for Cincinnati.
Hey, Dez Bryant is in Whoville.
Oh, you putting Dez up there? Hey, that was a catch though. What you mean?
Man, Dez can go somewhere. Congratulations. 3 years too late.
It only took 3 years.
So let's reset it, Cowboys fans. So now you got the lead. It's what, 28-26? We'll give you the touchdown. And there's 4.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Good job. Because if you think you stop Aaron Rodgers in 4.5 fucking minutes at Lambeau
with that shitty ass defense,
he had already thrown for 300 yards on the motherfuckers in the second half alone. And y'all are gonna stop him in 4.5 minutes? Okay.
Get him.
Okay. You gotta break their heart like that, man.
Take that catch, homie.
He caught.
But see, that's the funny part about it, though. The funniest part about it, I swear on everything. I was at my Packers bar, we were watching the game and stuff like that. We all said it was a catch.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. We
was like, cool, give him the touchdown. Let's get back out here. That offense was red hot and scorching everything on the field.
I was watching.
We didn't even care. We was like, okay, cool. We about to march right back down the field on these boys anyway.
I was watching my boy Mike. I said, damn, Dez made a hell of a catch. Then about 5 minutes went by. I said, what's taking so long?
Exactly. And for all you better Cowboys fans that don't know real football, always understand that the Dez catch didn't cost you the game. DeMarco Murray's ass fumbling when he got stripped by Julius Peppers is what fucked y'all in that game. Just FYI.
Well, and that's the last time we've seen Dez actually do something in a Cowboys uniform.
You ain't lying. He lost.
Don't talk about
he lost his power when something happened.
Don't y'all talk about my boys like that.
It's not a catch. Dez was just broken. What's a catch anymore? How do I catch anymore?
Organization didn't give him enough pieces.
Oh boy, don't try to defend him, bro.
He's gone through a rough transition at quarterback.
Oh yeah, from one person that's going to force you the ball to another person that's going to force you the ball.
Let me get my militant on. They wanted to put all of the shine on the little white receivers.
Ooh, Beasley was balling on Dez bum ass.
Let me adjust my glasses like Farrakhan when I say that. They wanted to make sure that the young white receivers got all the shine.
With 3 W's.
You people speak to me of this top 10 receiver that can't get no passes thrown because they want to throw the little bitty ass half pint white receivers. But it's fine. The days of Lance Allworth are over. I'm just gonna put that out there.
I don't even know where the hell can we see Dez going and even being productive? Because let
me explain something to you, man. Let me explain something to you. People can say what they want to. People can be mad. People can be bitter. People can sit and rightfully so talk about his lack of production over the last couple of years. That's all well and good. If Dallas thinks for a second that you're just gonna toss Dez Bryant to the side like he's worthless, they're gonna get burned. There's not a team in the NFL that would not send Dez Bryant right now. Don't lie to yourself and think that they wouldn't. Dez Bryant can go line up next to D Hop this season, and Deshaun Watson will throw for 4,540 touchdowns. Easy. You can say what you want. You can dislike it. You can have the hatred about the man personally all you want. All I know is all of the ineptitude that they've had with throwing him the ball, he still has gas left in the tank. He still got tread left on the tire.
I have nothing against Dez Bryant, but when I see him miss balls that have been thrown straight in his hand or in his chest, and he willingly drops them, I don't know what happened to his hands. Maybe he need to get some stickum glue. Disgusting. I don't know what happened.
His drop
it's so embarrassing how he was dropping balls on the field, and I gave him a pass. I said, okay, maybe he had a bad that foot injury kind of shook him up. He had to get back in his rhythm. He was horrible, and I had him on my fantasy squad. So fuck him.
So I guess
twice.
We should throw Michael Crabtree and Amari Cooper and all the rest of these dropping receivers on the screen.
Oh, you can't throw Crabtree up there. You can throw Amari Cooper ass up there.
Yeah,
that nigga's
Michael
up there.
Crabtree have some obscene drops at the worst time.
But I seen Crabtree have some clutch ass catches too. I haven't seen Dez make a clutch catch in a long time.
Have clutch catches in his career too.
But I'm talking I'm talking about in moments of recent. Crabtree has shown up of recent. When has Dez shown up over the past 2 years? When has he shown up? I haven't.
How many times when they've come down to crunch time have they actually targeted Dez Bryant before you start slinging that narrative out there?
Straight in the end zone. I seen Dak force feed the ball to fucking Dez Bryant multiple times, and he's shown up 0 times.
So while he's busy ignoring him between 20 to 20, when he can go through and hit that man on the quick hit.
But he has not. But he has not been ignoring him. But he ain't been ignoring him, especially last year. He was always targeted.
They put to him plenty in the red zone, and they targeted him more last season. That wasn't the case the previous season.
The previous season he was coming off. He was coming off the injury, so I give him a pass on that one. He was coming off that foot injury, so he wasn't acclimated. But last year, I don't know what happened. Maybe they need another year to get the chemistry thing down pat. I'll give him that pass, but I mean, he was looking really bad. So, I mean, hey. It is what it is. I just can't see him running a lot of routes. That's my problem with Dez. He don't want to change it up. He needs to change his game up to add to his longevity, same with how Larry Fitzgerald did and how he's flourished in that role. I think Dez can kind of switch it up some, but he's not willing to. So he still thinks he's the quote-unquote big-time receiver.
I don't think that Dez has ever been asked to, number one, and nobody in Dallas doesn't view him as the number one receiver. So why do what hasn't been asked of you?
When it all boils down, let's get a coaching change, and then I want to see what Dez can do. If Dez sucks with another coach, then
let Dez go, Dallas. Let Dez go so he can happily go on and burn the shit out of y'all down the road. Because I'll tell you right now, you let Dez Bryant go right now, they will cut Ty Montgomery and Randall Cobb in Green Bay, and they will sign his ass immediately. And that motherfucker will catch 1,300 yards and 13 touchdowns immediately.
It's
okay. I got a candy bet. Let's do a Snickers bet.
On if Dez leave?
No. That Dez has under 1,000 yards next year and doesn't have double-digit touchdown. Huh?
Why would I make that bet? I don't even know what Dallas is going to look like yet on offense.
But I'm talking about you still should. If you have faith in Dez, then you should have faith that Dez is going to show up with
faith in Dez's talent. I don't have faith in the pieces around Dez.
He wasn't even getting double covered that much last year. I don't know.
The double coverage. It's about the scheme overall. You got to watch the tape. You got to watch the way that they utilize him, and you got to use the way that they target him.
Man,
you can go through and you can target a man all the time.
I seen him in the slot dropping balls. I seen him on deep routes.
There's a difference between you throwing to a guy and targeting him, and there's another difference between having a quarterback that can throw you open, a la a Brady, a Breeze, or a Rodgers. There's a huge difference in that.
And Romo was known for doing that for Dez, so I can give you credit on that one.
I mean, I consider all factors. I'm not just saying that it's everybody else's fault. I mean, Dez has his shortcomings, and they are very obvious and plain to see. But at the end of the day, I do not think that man is ready for the squat peep just quite yet.
Hey man, I know y'all seeing Gruden. He's starting to hype it up.
Who?
The Amari Cooper hype.
Who?
He hyping it up, bro. The Amari.
I hear the hype. He deserved the hype. Hype him up.
I'm back.
If he fails, I would.
Man,
hey,
right
he's
now,
in fantasy
if I'm Amari
jail.
Cooper, I don't want nobody to say nothing about me if I'm Amari Cooper right now. Just get out there and go play, son. There's really nothing. I'm not trying. Any hype right now would make it actually worse for him because the minute that he don't live up to this new hype, oh yeah, that career is through the floor, homeboy. Because that season last year was fucking terrible.
Oh,
because he had one good game, and that fluke ass motherfucking game that I happened to play somebody that had Amari Cooper, and he showed the fuck up, and then I end up not making the playoffs because I lost that game.
Amari Cooper had 2 games with over 70 yards, and he had 4 games with less than 10.
He garbage, man. Garbage.
But
y'all want to sit here and talk bad about Dez.
Oh, both of them they both in the doghouse to me.
I mean, they both got the same. We're talking about 2 receivers.
Let's get
Terrell Pryor's there. Terrell Pryor's there.
Let's give them both donkey of the day so they can come out here and call us out.
Terrell Pryor is definitely buried on the Fish and Grits podcast.
Man, don't you ever speak that name again. We will talk about that wide receiver who shall not be mentioned. That's his new name right there.
That's a quarterback. The quarterback of the
Ohio. You know what I'm saying? I can't even believe you said that dude's name.
That boy was confused. I don't know what was going on.
Man, he screwed so many people in fantasy football. They just knew he was going to break out this year.
Mainly us
two. Be arrested.
Mainly us. Because I was high. I was high on that.
He was my keeper. Do y'all not realize?
Hey, preseason, we said this is about the ball. I said, man, he out here snagging over people, one-hand catches in practice. I said, the connection is going to be, was not there.
Those hype videos, they snug us with the trailer.
Man, they had me hype all the way up to Terrell Pryor.
It was like the quarantine trailer. Like, you expected so much. And
ain't got nothing but bullshit. So true. So true.
Quarantine.
That nigga came up short. He came up short. God, man, Terrell Pryor just, I hate this dude.
And then Vontae Davis to the Bills. That's a nice little pickup. I don't know why they let him sign so early.
It's interesting. I'm kind of intrigued by that way they signed him like super duper fast, like somebody was running a race to get him.
You feel me?
It's kind of weird to me. Like that came out like super immediate.
Like, hey, we getting him. Nobody touch
him.
Yeah.
He's off the limits.
Yeah, like he ran in the room like it was the last piece of chicken he ran. He was like, no, bro, that's me. That's me right there. Just, man, we all full.
Like, damn, I was sitting on the couch. I wasn't even thinking about that last piece of chicken. Okay, that's fine.
Hey, don't nobody touch that. That's mine.
No telling what they got going on over there.
Everybody ate. What you talking about?
Yeah, that was super fast right there. And Alshon Jeffrey played the whole year with a torn rotator cuff.
Yes, sir. Balled on him. Balled on him.
Top 15? Yeah.
Ball on him.
Who?
Nah.
Ball on him.
Don't you dare.
I said
it. Shouts out to Alshon for playing through the pain, playing an awesome season. Glad to see you finally living up to some of that hype. What did he
do to you? Like, y'all, he
didn't do anything to me. I'm sitting here giving the man props. I'm congratulating him on actually having a good season.
But he
lived up to the billing that he came out of college with.
You really buried him when we talked about him.
The motherfucker is still a former Bear. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? He still smells like Soldier Field. It's just now starting to come off his uniform. Congratulations.
Hey, did that championship put a new smell on him?
That washed the smell of that nasty ass bear suit off his body so I can see him as a normal being now.
It wasn't that bear suit. It was that fucking cigarette smoke from fucking Jay Cutler. Fucking that's what it was.
She had to air it out.
My bad. He don't smell like Marlboro Reds and tip passes no more.
Look. He was like, after the Super Bowl, he was like, "Oh yeah, Jay Cutler don't know what this feeling feel like. I got to change my outfit now."
Man, he hurried up and sent Jay Cutler all kind of selfies live.
Oh, you know what I'm saying? All kinds of snaps.
Look, could have been you. This could have been you.
Look at me.
It could have been them. Honestly, the Bears had the type of team that could have went all the way.
Man, the Bears were their worst enemy, period.
Exactly.
Even in them years where they had that good chance, they were their own worst enemy.
Yeah, about trading for Jay Cutler. Shit.
Trash.
Well, I can't say that completely because Jay gave them a few decent seasons. The year they went to the NFC Championship game, he had a pretty decent season. It was just
And
a
then
thing
what? Then what did he
overall.
do in the second half? Settle in that
Well, I
bike and watch
mean,
Aaron Rodgers go to the Super Bowl.
I ain't gonna lie to
dude got-
you. He pulled a James Harden.
I mean, hey, it happens. He figured, we'll get there again next year. This shit wasn't too hard to get to this year.
Not.
So,
It's gonna be.
and he got Dan Marino in that thing. It's all good.
Hey man, what do y'all think of Lamar Jackson hiring his mom as agent? Do y'all consider things like this? Do y'all think he should have got a professional agent? We seen Andre Johnson with his uncle, and that didn't end well.
I ain't gonna lie to you, man.
Wide receivers shouldn't have to have too good of an agent anyway, right? He's supposed to be a 4th round, 5th round wide receiver, huh?
They still saying he want to play.
They shouldn't really care, huh?
At this point, we don't know.
Oh no, he's gonna play quarterback. I'm just making fun of these assholes that figure that he's automatically supposed to switch to wide receiver. Like this motherfucker ain't played like a young Michael Vick in this bitch coming out of college. But I'll let the haters say what they want to. People can say the whole rhetoric I done heard scouts say, "Oh, he's too short." Motherfucker, he's taller than Baker Mayfield. The fuck are you talking about? He's taller than Breeze. The fuck are you talking about?
Talk your shit.
Oh, he can't wing it. He can't throw it. His motherfucking stats the last 2 years are better than damn near any college quarterback we've seen in the last 25 years.
Buzz.
Look at them rushing stats. Look at them motherfucking passing stats. You can say what you want about the type of league that he played in, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. Last time I checked, Carson Wentz ain't playing no super hype ass league either. And he damn near won MVP.
Oh my God, man. Carson Wentz used to fucking shred Sam Houston.
Last time I checked, Steve McNair ain't playing no big time conference, and that motherfucker won a couple of MVPs. I'm just saying, people with this same dumbass rhetoric about, he's going to translate to this, he's going to translate to that, miss me with that stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? Let the man get out there and play. If he proves to be a bust and convert his ass, y'all acting like he's Terrell Pryor. Y'all got him fucked up. That man can play the game. Just get out there and be willing to coach him at said game. Maybe he'd have a better shot.
I respect Mama taking over as the manager on the cool. Sometimes mamas know what they're doing.
Yeah, I don't know what Mama's background is. She might be in the business. She might know about the business.
Because I'm gonna be honest with you, because the rap game just had a season finale, and what's his name? Street Bud won.
Don't give it away.
Oh snap! God damn it! I'm sorry, I didn't. Okay, the spoilers out there. I'm sorry.
My evening watching, Griff. Thank you for taking away my evening watching.
I'm sorry, man. Bounce, Bud, bounce.
You mother sucker. Oh, you mother sucker.
You made me lose my train of thought. Now I don't remember. His mama. His mama is a great manager, and you never would expect that. Just how she was introduced to you. I mean, in the first episode. So you never know. Some mamas out here know what they're doing. They know what they're doing.
Man, I hope so. It just sucks how the writers are already saying that he's gonna score low on his Wonder League test because he's not that smart with harness. I'm like, come on, how can y'all make an analysis like that?
Man, honestly, these analysts out here be talking a lot of shit. They talk a lot of shit and they don't know what the fuck they be talking about. They do everything for a click.
No, I mean they can't sit there and they can't base what he's doing off the field and try to judge him on what type of player he can become on the field. You can't do that. You can't do that.
Boy, people think that Lonzo is locked in the fucking dungeon at home and LeVar is fucking some slave. I mean, some master of him or some shit. So the media don't know what the fuck they be talking about half the time. So I don't really pay attention to it.
Speaking of that,
I mean, this is the same media that went through back in 2005 and talked about how, he's just a system quarterback. These guys have never put out any quarterbacks that have worked in the NFL. Jeff Tevry doesn't know what he's doing when it comes to this Aaron Rodgers guy. Look how fucking smart they were with that shit.
Balling on their ass. Probably one of the best throwers of the football we've ever seen.
Yeah,
but he was in a gimmick system with a gimmick offense, so his numbers were inflated. So he wasn't as talented as the production would suggest. He had a guy like Marshawn Lynch in the backfield to help him out, so it wasn't too much pressure on him. He could easily spread the ball around. Blah 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 blah.
Ball on him, Russell. Ball on him, Russell.
Yeah, Russell Wilson was too fucking short too. When did he get drafted?
Third round.
Yeah, nobody gave a shit about him, huh? Look at that resume.
Drew balling on him too?
Arguably, well, no, it's not arguably. He's the second greatest black quarterback in the history of fucking football at this point.
Talk your shit.
He's the best one with the Super Bowl. So.
You right?
I don't know, Moon. Moon gonna have to do something.
Moon is still number one for me, but all it's going to take is about 2 more seasons, and Russell will pass him too.
Oh yeah, it's definitely gonna happen. Man, do y'all take anything into Lonzo losing that shooting contest with Bow Wow? That shit it was hilarious to me.
Oh, I missed it. I didn't even know
Did
this. That's embarrassing because Bow Wow was the biggest.
Did anybody ever scout Lonzo and say, "Oh, he's a great 3-point shooter"?
They said that he was a good passer and he had a high basketball IQ.
It's fun for clickbait and stuff like that, but I wouldn't be surprised if one of us couldn't beat Lonzo in a fucking 3-point shooting contest. He doesn't shoot threes that well. He's not a jump shooter at this point.
I'm not really worried about it because
he has the capacity to learn it and become better at it. Here lately in these last few games, he's been shooting over 40% from 3, while people were trying to clown him about this Bow Wow shit. But it doesn't bother me at all. I mean,
Harden wasn't known to be a good shooter, and he became a better shooter. Klay Thompson wasn't always a greater shooter, and hey man, it's a lot of senios out there.
You mentioned the subpar 3-point shooter.
Oh yeah, Mr. Subpar 3-point shooter. Yes sir, Mr. Subpar 3-pointer. Hey, that man be out there cooking the boys.
But you do realize
he subpar from the 3.
He would get all 3 of us kidnapped to shoot career 40%. Like that is facts, bro. That is facts.
I mean, that's true, but I don't think he really worried about it. Honestly, I think James Harden can score in enough facets. He ain't really worried about
James Harden is just worried about scoring the basketball when it needs to be scored. He doesn't know where he's at.
And
it's not like he's making a conscious decision to say, "Oh, I need to take this many attempts from 3." He's one of the most organic basketball players that I've seen in this generation of basketball. He's the only player that I give credit to for having what I call organic triple doubles consistently. He never forces it. You never see him doing the whole stat chase and let me hurry up and crash. Let me hurry up and give this extra pass so I can get this assist or I can get this rebound. His triple doubles come so in the flow of the game. It's a little bit scary because legitimately, if he actually concentrated on the shit, he could probably get a triple double in 70 out of 82 games.
Exactly. And then one more of the keynote, while you got some stars out there, boasting and bragging about how they take care of their body and, he giving his all to the game and, talking his shit. You got some humble people out there talking about team chemistry and working together and keeping it out. Oh, was it hating on LeBron? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't say any names. I didn't say any names.
Not Mr. 38 Nate.
You a dirty mother. I knew we couldn't go no part of this broadcast without you throwing some Braun hate. You's a dirty motherfucker.
Hey, LeBron out there talking his shit, man. And I'm just like, come on, Bron, dog. Your team
has earned the right to talk shit. It don't
he can
matter
talk that shit.
Garbage or not. He earned the right to talk shit.
Hey, at the end of the day, LeBron's still getting them L's in the finals.
He ain't no D-Wade, he ain't hitting game winners out here trying to save Miami.
But if this was the WWE, you best goddamn believe that LeBron James is the fucking John Cena in this building. He's the face that runs the place, whether you love it or hate it. It is
no
what
doubt.
it is.
No doubt. He controls the conversation. I respect it.
Half want to see him lose.
And D-Wade needs to thank LeBron for getting him shipped out so he could have that game-winning moment. Wouldn't have never happened without the game.
Y'all was just hooing my boy on Sunday. Now everything that came full circle.
He's still who?
He's still
Hey, let me tell you.
It was a nice moment.
Great.
It was a nice moment.
Dwayne Wade.
Hey, listen to this. Listen to this. Great players are capable of having spurt moments, but they can't do it consistently, and that's D-Wade's problem.
Shout out to Wade County. Nice. Shout out to Wade County.
Wade showed up in the playoffs last year until Rondo got hurt, and they should have beat the Celtics. And Wade
just like wearing them damn Miami Vice uniforms. That's all that
I'll tell you, if Miami
like
played Toronto in the first round, Miami could win.
You watch your goddamn mouth. Yep, that ain't about to happen. You watch your mouth. You saying disrespectful shit like that. You saying I'm disrespecting LeBron. That's disrespecting Toronto.
Shit. Call a spade a spade. All day, every day.
Okay.
All day, every day.
Okay. Y'all want to make that bet? If that happened, let's go.
If they match up, my money is on Dwayne Wade.
Looking.
Okay, here we go.
Sensitive and tender.
About the Raptors.
Looking.
Hey, the Raptors, man. I called them the fucking finals. Going to the finals, so I gotta stay on that thing. I gotta keep the same energy.
So Raptors going to the finals. They beating the Celtics in the conference championship.
Hey, low key, I'm gonna be honest with you. The way Kyrie is playing right now, I'm kind of scared of the Celtics. That nigga's on a tear right now.
How he's getting comfortable in that system. That's the scariest
He
thing.
is on a tear right now. He is killing it right now, and he's doing it effortlessly. And he's something I was looking at the other day is he's doing it efficiently. It's not like he's forcing a lot of shots. It's not like he's missing a lot of shots.
No, it's coming naturally.
Now, Kyrie has a lot of like 9 for 13 games. Well, he don't miss a lot. He's super efficient. He's just gonna get what he takes, and
it's scary. It's scary. It's scary.
He can easily get 20, 26, 5, and 7 like any night.
I like to throw my hat back in the ring for the Boston.
No, you can. You go.
You officially flip flopping again?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and ride with Boston again. Like I called it. I was riding with them at the beginning of the season. I think I'm back on it. It's gonna be them or Toronto. I don't think Cleveland gonna make it to the finals this year. I'll throw my hat in that ring.
You know what, Griff? We need to finish that topic that we talked about earlier today too. As a matter of fact, that you brought up.
Which one?
The basketball. Comparing the.
Now I was thinking about this. I was talking to Wilson earlier, DeMarcus, and we were talking about how it's a lot of these analyst shows or these little debate shows and whatnot. They're talking about LeBron. You know, he's hitting the 30,000 points, 8,000 rebounds, 8,000 assists. I mean, where the fuck do they come up with all these fucking stats? But whatever. And while I was talking to DeMarcus,
the NBA record book.
I'm just talking about, it's just like, what kind of random stat is that? Like, oh, he's the first person to be at 30,000, 8,000, 8,000. I'm like,
38K and 8K.
I'm just like, what? There was a person that was at like 30 fucking 7,999 and like, what the fuck?
The same people that come up with ridiculous analytics like this month was the first month that LeBron James ever averaged a triple-double in his career. Like that kind of stupid shit.
What?
I mean, it's super random.
And I love it. And I love this.
They're like, oh my God, it's the first time he's ever done it. I can't believe that. Okay, Michael Jordan never did it.
And then on top of that, you can also throw out there that they did have like a whole week off of basketball in the month of February. So I don't know, but it is all good. But it's all good. But back to what I was saying. So with LeBron, he's been hailed as the greatest basketball player. A lot of people are starting to hype that up. And if he beat the Warriors this year, it's time to have that conversation. And I was just thinking, I was telling Marcus the other earlier, do you think that a lot of people overhype what's going on right now and they're starting to forget about what the other players of old had to go through, like with the Jordans and the Isaiah Thomas, that they're belittling what they did? Now, Isaiah Thomas may not have the stats of like Curry right now, but think about how finessed the league is right now. So Curry can get those stats. I'm pretty sure that Isaiah Thomas could have put up those stats in today's NBA with those, with the parameters that's going on right now. And I'm just like, I don't know why we love to crown LeBron as the king, not the king, the greatest player ever. And we forget about those other players that had to go through much worse defensive schemes than what LeBron has to face nowadays.
Well, you also got to look at what this age is now. We're the age of the stat whores because Russell Westbrook won the MVP off triple doubles. Like, that's it. Like, his standards didn't matter. It didn't matter how many losing streaks they had. He had a 50-point triple-double against the Nuggets in overtime. That's the only thing that really mattered. So, of course, they don't get their same respect, and that's fucked up because they really didn't have to grind back in the 90s and 80s.
One of the things that to give a little bit of a counter to this as well, and it kind of leaves credence. I mean, yeah, you'll have people that'll talk about how, it's different than, the good old days and this, that, and the other. And let's be quite clear here. The 90s to early 2000s, okay, it was a little gritty. They beat you up a little bit, this, that, and the other. In the 80s, the reason that teams like the Detroit Pistons stood out is because literally they were the only team in the NBA that played defense. Motherfuckers was running track meets every fucking game, every fucking year in the 80s. Don't believe me? Look at the ridiculous numbers that the teams that played in all the finals in the 80s put up. Look at the high-ass point totals in the NBA finals with all them Lakers and Celtics battles, the Philly battles, stuff like them. Motherfuckers was putting up like 120, 130 points a game. Nobody was playing defense back then. That's what made Detroit stand out. The other part that people don't take the time to realize is when you look at the league top to bottom, not just talking about the top 10%, the superstars and stuff like that. We are playing in an age of basketball where there is more skill position talent than any that has ever existed in the history of basketball. There are so many middle of the pack players that made good livings in the 80s and 90s that never would have saw the fucking court nowadays. Kurt Rambis would have never fucking played basketball right now.
I agree.
He wouldn't have made a single team. He wouldn't have made it on the court at all. Bill Laimbeer would have been borderline at best. He would have never been a starting center in today's NBA. It didn't work like that. It's more finesse, but yes, there's a lot more skill involved too, because even with it being finesse, you still have to have the ability to get out there and put up those points and stuff like that. When we go and compare eras, the only thing that we compare is the creme de la creme of both eras. We never compare the entirety of the league from both eras. There's a hell of a lot more talent sitting on the bench in this era than there ever was back then. Because half the motherfuckers that was sitting on the bench or riding on practice squads with 10-day contracts back then would have never seen an NBA court now.
Okay. I give you respect because you are the older gentleman of the podcast. So I respect that answer.
Well, no, everybody loves to talk down on this generation and talk about how they're not this and they're not that, stuff like that. And I just don't subscribe to that completely because there's so many uber talented individuals that play this game of basketball right now. And that's the other part. You're talking about a man, and honestly, I would literally make a case off LeBron being one of the greatest, if not the greatest of all time, because of the fact that we've seen him do this for a decade and a half, and he hasn't sat out once. He hasn't been hurt once. This dude is like Iron Manning it for real, at an extremely high level.
I agree that shit because I thought he was going to be down.
Like,
Magic this time.
We got legitimate point guards winning the dunk contest. Like Steve Francis used to barely get up there, rim grazers. Like Donovan Mitchell, Dennis Smith Jr., Russell Westbrook,
way up there.
They can jam, dude. They get like 40-inch verticals. It wasn't like that before. Like Jamal Tinsley won't take you to the cup like that, bro, and jam.
No. It wasn't gonna happen, bro.
Eric Snow.
Mark Jackson was not rising on you like that. Mark Jackson was not punching on you like that.
Bro, honestly, I don't think I can talk shit. I love to talk shit about LeBron, but I can't give him too much shit talk. But because I used to be a huge LeBron fan back in the day, because I felt like that nigga was just he did it all, especially them Detroit games.
Was it the Heat move that did it for you, bro? Was it?
It was that Heat move, and then it was that fucking talking shit about my nigga Dirk. I ain't let that go. I ain't let that go, man. You can't talk shit about anybody. You can't talk about Dirk. Dirk don't talk about nobody, man.
So you defending the greatest white man in America, correct?
Hey, that is one of the greatest white men in America. One of them. He's on a Mount Rushmore. It's like him, Leo. Yeah, he up there. Leo is up there. I don't know what's another good white man that out there that people. Justin Timberlake probably up there for some.
Paul Rudd.
What's another good white?
Oh, Paul Rudd is up there. You gotta put
sleeper.
It's Paul Rudd or Seth Rogen or Will Ferrell. You can interchange those. The comedy one.
I'm not a Seth Rogen fan. Why do so many
Will Ferrell? Seth is very imaginative. He's very creative because a lot of people appreciate the fact that he gets into a lot of the writing processes as well.
That's why I like him.
He has his moments, but when you think about his total body of work and everything he contributes, Seth is up there.
He's good, but he's not compared to like Will Ferrell. He doesn't command a role. It's always Seth is good because the acting pieces.
I'll take Owen Wilson.
Oh man, Vince Vaughn. I think Vince Vaughn is very underrated as a comedian because sometimes I go back and I watch like The Breakup or I go look at Couples Retreat or Wedding Crasher. He steals these fucking scenes, and I'm just like, this dude wasn't even.
Bro, he
wasn't supposed to be.
He made a bike, bro.
Bro. That shit pissed me off when he was up there when they were having the football thing. He was getting his ass lit up. Bradley Cooper was just lighting that nigga up.
Bradley Cooper, he another one. Yeah, it's some cool. There's some cool ones out there.
There's some cool ones out there, but Dirk
up there. I'm talking about.
You can't talk about that, man. But yeah, I respect LeBron James. Sometimes I think he finesses a little bit too much. He settles. The thing that makes me mad about LeBron, I feel like he settles for jumpers and shit like that when he can go to. I guess he's trying to protect his body. So I mean, LeBron knows him.
He don't get all the calls. Like I know he get a lot of calls. He do a lot of crime, but he get his ass whooped.
Yeah,
sometimes.
they
Bro,
also they eat that whistle at some inopportune times on LeBron because LeBron gets beat up, but refs look at it like, well, you're a 6'8", 260-pound freight train,
Dunk
so
on
shake
him.
it off.
Yeah,
and on top of that,
dunk on him.
and then also LeBron, you know, he be free arming a little bit. We ain't gonna say nothing.
That's
Everybody
every
free
superstar
on
that
James Harden
drives to the
travels.
lane.
We know this.
Yeah.
It's part of the game. Remember Manu Ginobili was a traveler for 2 years until they realized his footwork was good.
Hey, boy, Ginobili had them slides. That Euro set was that nigga was moonwalking on the court. Did he just take 5 steps? Oh, that nigga took 2. What?
It was 2. It was the hair that made it look longer.
He had everybody traveling like at the gym. I'm like, come on, man. Nah, come on, man. I did the Ginobili. Nah, bro.
Nah. You took 3 steps, dog. Nah. You came up that pivot.
You got to tell folks, man, your hair ain't long enough to claim that Ginobili move, homie.
Nah, you can't call that. James Harden's the only person that pulls it off.
Hair blowing like Ginobili with that Euro step. I don't believe you.
James Harden's the only person I've seen that kind of embody Ginobili, but he ain't do it like the original.
Late in his career, Kobe did it a lot.
I need to go back and look at that.
Late in Kobe's career, he started putting a whole bunch of moves together. Like his finesse game.
Yeah, late in his career, his finesse game got.
Ooh, his pump fake. Oh, his pump fake was.
His fadeaway was the prettiest shot.
Yeah, his fadeaway was death. His fadeaway, death.
Like another German white man, Dirk Nowitzki.
No, his was an offensive foul.
Oh man, come on, man! That jackknife was something serious, dog. He had to poke you a little bit. He had to poke you a little bit. You was in the way.
Boys, man.
His is an offensive foul. He was Draymond Green and them boys on the jumper.
Catching a full drop kick from Dirk. You better get out.
Okay.
Do we got any NBA news to talk about?
No, man. It's no big NBA.
Corey Brewer got picked up by the Thunder.
That's a nice pickup.
That's a nice X-factor.
Paul Millsap has returned. The mill is back.
Oh, boy.
Oh, can we talk about this one thing? Anthony Davis. I got to give Anthony Davis some credit because I really discredit the Pelicans.
He's having an MVP month. But
he's making a move because we discredited him because when they lost Boogie, he was the best thing on that team, honestly. But you have to look at it, and I know a lot of people are giving Anthony Davis a lot of credit because he's been, well deserved, putting up the huge number that he has. But let's not shame or discredit the fact that Drew Holiday's been fucking balling.
No, Drew Holiday been doing this thing.
He's been killing it.
I'm talking balling right now.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. This dude puts up I think people fail to
He's
realize.
Got 21 right now.
It's a close game, 3-point game. Huh?
Yeah. And the best part of this game is looking at 2 mirror images of themselves because the best comparison that I can make for my young point guard, Mr. Devontae Murray, is the guy he's playing against and Rajon Rondo. Their stats are damn near identical.
Oh, Rondo got 13 and 12 and 8. Oh my God, Rondo. Hey, Rondo been looking mighty nice too.
And young Murray has 15, 9, and 5. They are going at it pretty good.
And man, you gotta only thing I had with Anthony Davis, I was more disappointed. I never doubted his talent, but it's like him and Boogie was just getting it going. Like they was starting to become a legitimate threat, and anybody that had to play in the first round was gonna have a fucking problem.
Oh, they was gonna have a huge problem.
When they was running that high screen pick and roll. Oh my God, could nobody stop it?
And what's scary about it too, that they got Mirotic. So picture the team with Mirotic and Boogie.
They got him after Boogie got hurt, so that would have been even worse because Mirotic can play 3. Like a lot of people forget, he can play 3.
Oh yes, they can run that polar opposite of small ball, and it will go over quite well.
Hey, shout out to my boy Dirk for hitting that 31,000 points. Yes.
Yeah, he's all right.
So,
is it me, DeMarcus, or it seemed like we talked about Dirk a year ago, and it took him this long to score 1,000 points? Damn, Dirk.
Well, he's been hurt a lot. He's not getting the same volume. They started letting a lot of they're
Dirk,
tanking.
You didn't call it a day.
They're tanking. And Dirk
said he would never tank. So you don't say that.
Dirk doesn't have to be aware that they're tanking. One man can't prevent a 15-man roster tank.
That is true, man. That's sad.
And on the note of another foreign big man, I just wanted to get you guys' opinion. Now, we know the Knicks have been abysmal for the past decade.
Always.
If you're that front office, do you consider trading him for younger assets, or would you give him the max contract?
Trading
Kristaps Porzingis.
Man, you crazy.
I wouldn't trade it. I wouldn't trade him at all.
Untouchable.
I wouldn't move him at all. That dude there has talent. I mean, the injury he had was very freak, but man, that dude.
He has next level, 1 in a million type talent. His skill set is amazing for somebody that tall.
It's crazy.
Amazing.
Him, Embiid, Cat. You can throw Giannis in there. Those big men. I mean, you never seen big men. Jokic, you could throw him in there. I haven't seen big men run like that. Anthony Davis. I mean, shit. It looked like the birth of the big man is coming back, and I love it because that's what we need in the game. We need those center position again.
For them to develop. Once these big men start hitting that, 8th year, 9th year, that's when Boogie started to blossom.
It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice.
Boogie has as many made threes in his career as DeMar DeRozan. Like that's really why I always gripe with
you. Trying to talk that shit. You trying to talk that shit.
Hey man, the truth hurts.
And
it hurts. He's stepping it up this year.
In the past 3 years,
subpar 3-point shooter.
Oh, that's a real subpar 3-point shooter. Facts. Those are true facts on that one.
King of the mid range though. Oh, that boy shoot that mid range, Jay, like he came up in the 80s.
Oh, very Kobe like. He's very Kobe-like with his mid-range pull-up.
No, he old school Eddie Johnson on the Rockets like.
Eddie Johnson, respect. I like that.
Old school with that mid-range jumper, homie. No, it ain't no new school cat that put up that mid-range. To me, better than DeMar DeRozan. He play that shit like you outside and it ain't no 3-point line.
Can I
get it in?
I'm not trying to prolong this, but after looking at some of the highlights that Kyrie has been putting on this year and, kind of looking at his game, I think he's really starting to model his game after Kobe, and he's trying to be more efficient than Kobe was. Oh my God, he just put on a circus move that looked very Kobe-like.
If Kobe said if Kyrie was 4 inches taller, he'd be a problem in the NBA.
Because he'd be blocking shit all over the place.
The other problem that kind of holds him back is the fact that it's kind of okay to have a Kobe-ish game if you're playing the two.
So you think they need to get another point?
Well, technically, he is.
No, I'm saying that sometimes he's going to have to remember that at certain points in time for stretches and stuff like that, you can take over and have that mama mentality. That's great, but there's going to be other times, especially when dealing with the coach that you're playing under. Oh, you're going to have to be a point guard.
You know what?
That's why you got Horford running the point guard.
That's why you got Horford, but then again, that's why you got Brad Stevens, who's kind of implementing that kind of that point guard mind mentality to him, and you can see it over his recent games because he's averaging since the All-Star break, not even all the All-Star break. I want to say February. He's averaging 8 assists a game already.
I want to say that what Stevens is doing with Kyrie is what we expected Greg to do when he first got LaMarcus Aldridge. It's just taking Greg a little bit longer. You wouldn't expect that out of Greg. But Stevens came in and he's adjusting his entire offense to what Kyrie can do, to his strengths, and it's working out.
True.
Oh, yeah. And then with the Popovich system, is anybody that will tell you that's ever played for him, it's a 2-year process. You don't get good in his system until the second, third year.
I'm with you.
He's right on target with that.
Yeah, he right on
ball on Kyrie.
Did you have something for us, Wilson, as we close out this month? Did you have another little nugget for us?
Oh man, my only nugget is this, and it's the same thing that we started off with, and it was tongue in cheek, but there's a little bit of truth to every joke. Don't let a month dictate when you do your research or when you choose to celebrate your culture, your heritage, your lineage, the contributions made by people that look like you. It's a year-round thing, man. It's every day of our lives, man. We make history every day, not just for 28 days at the beginning of the year. Take the time, acknowledge your goodness, acknowledge your greatness. Make sure that you understand that it's more than just a gimmick. To me, one of the things that's an awkward double-edged sword about Black History Month is it's a lot like marketing for Easter or Christmas or Valentine's Day to me. And in a lot of ways, it's kind of like man-made propaganda to get your hopes up for a month. And then it gives you an excuse to not acknowledge things because, we gave you your month in February. No, it don't work like that, man. Our history is always going. It's ever-changing. It's constantly evolving. This world spins because of the contributions made by me and my people. That's just the way that it goes. You can try to suppress it, but you can never deny it or keep it covered up forever. People are going to find out the truth, and people are going to sit and acknowledge their truth and live in those truths, regardless of whether it makes you comfortable or not. Ironically,
you just said some real shit. You said some real shit.
Black Panther and all of the things that it's contributed, positive, negative, controversial, polarizing, whatever, is an interesting microcosm of that because the discovery of the fact that you can actually go through and put out stuff about black people or people of color that doesn't have negative connotations or stigmas or stereotypes attached to them can not only be a very enlightening and eye-opening thing, but it can be something that's well received and embraced by everybody. It's not all black people that are contributing almost $1 billion to this movie being successful. Don't lie to yourself and think that it is. A lot of people that are on that negative shit, oh, well, you know, if black folks would come out and put $700 million towards this or this or this, well, black folks ain't put $700 million out for this. It was everybody, because there are people. Surprise, surprise, it's folks that might actually be interested in your culture. It's actually been people for centuries that have probably been more interested in your culture than you've been, because you think the extent of your culture is the next mixtape and the next pair of Jordans that your motherfucking ass can get. Get outside of the box, and then you can maybe not be so mad about everybody wanting to keep you in that fucking box. Expand your horizons. Big ass pet peeve for me. People got mad because, quote unquote, folks were going out dressed in these African costumes and wearing these costumes to go see Black Panther. Last time I checked, dashikis and head wraps are not a fucking costume, it's clothing. Just because you choose not to acknowledge it as such doesn't make it any less true. Just because you don't choose to have enough heart or enough love to put on those vibrant colors and those intricate patterns because it don't look like true religion or polo doesn't mean that it has any less value or any less meaning. It actually has more if you took the time to dig into what it is that you claim when it's convenient or when you want to be down or when you want to look cool, but you'll disassociate yourself from it when it's time to actually be down.
Oh, man.
Don't half-ass it. If you're gonna be in this shit, be in this shit. If you're gonna love it, love it. I don't need you for 28 days. I need you for 365.
Preach, man.
Talk your shit.
Preach, my brother. Preach.
Just saying, man. Just saying.
That's a walk-off.
Oh, yeah,
That's a walk-off. That's what James Harden gonna put on boys going into the playoffs.
That's what it looked like. These Pelicans about to put on these Spurs as walk-off victory.
Ooh!
Hey, man, they holding on for dear life. Popovich got tossed at the beginning of the second half. LaMarcus Aldridge got hurt in this game, and he's out. They're just trying to hold on, see if they can pull it out. They got about 30-something seconds left.
Greg got the boot.
ESP. Yeah, Greg
got tossed. Greg got tossed like 24 seconds into the second half.
Damn, wow, what happened?
I don't know for sure. I know that them coaches was holding his ass back.
Damn, they must have said, he must have heard the N-word. What? We don't use that in the NBA.
Something. We don't use this in San Antonio. I'm about to beat the brakes off your coach. Don't do it. Don't do it, coach. No, let me go.
Let me go.
He did something.
Let me whip somebody's ass.
He did something to recruit LeBron, I'm sure. Like he did something to get on his good side.
Oh damn! Here you go. He gonna show he fight for his players. Oh yeah, that's what LeBron needs. Oh, I need a coach like that. He's gonna stand up and talk this civil rights shit with me.
Okay. I mean, the love affair is there. He already called the man Black Panther. I'm just saying.
He did. And you know what? I almost thought that LeBron might
said it flat out. He was like, "Why y'all looking at this movie screen? You didn't have Black Panther here for forever. LeBron been Black Panther." I was like, "Oh shit."
LeBron gonna fuck around and come out in the fucking Black Panther mask, and everybody like, "Is this T'Challa?" Nah, nigga, that's the king. That's the real king. The real king.
Had me sick for years.
Hey, you know what? If LeBron was smart, and if Maverick and that whole team was smart, they can capitalize off that shit. He can throw some merchandise out there. And shit, LeBron might want to do that. That'd be live. The king meets the king. Oh shit, that'd be too live.
Hey, you're giving away too many ideas.
Hey, I'm just saying. You know.
Oh my bad. Oops.
Have his people call our people, but we.
You know what I'm saying?
People, so call us. We're here.
Yeah.
We trying to get that money too. We trying to get that money too.
Man, y'all good to go? Anything else for the people?
Just watch Atlanta. Go back and see Black Panther. Keep that hype train going. What else out there?
Rockets going for 14.
Oh yeah, and then also a show that I've also been watching. I think I mentioned it last podcast, but Grownish. I finally caught up with everything on Grownish.
Oh, somebody's on board.
I think people really need to, as Black people, I mean, we're so involved in the culture right now, and Grownish and Blackish do not get enough of our views. And I think that is, these two shows are they are like the staple of what a modern Black society needs to be like, or is like, you know, and those discussions that are being taken places that need to be had more often. And I love it what they're doing, because Grownish is really killing it. like the episode with heartbreak and shit like that. Oh man, that shit was tough.
Yeah, I ain't caught it in a while. I'm gonna have to get back up on it.
Oh yeah, you gotta get back on. It's amazing because it's so much like I didn't like the Cosby's back in the day. I'm be honest with you, but I did like I love the different world, and I love how they it kind of it inspired you or gave you a peek at what life would be, to go to college and things of that nature, and just living life and how you deal with those struggles and stuff like that. And watching Grownish, it gives you that same feel, even though it's like 9 episodes, 10 episodes, it still gives you that same feel of the things that you go through. It's like your main character is still a woman, but you can sympathize with the characters around there, and I like what they're doing. It's kind of the Boy Meets World type of feel, but for the modern age.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. We about to go hop on this Rockets game. It's already tipped out, so we're gonna be signing out. No.
Oh, there you go, Capella. Let's go.
Look, Griff already over there hype. Look, your Spurs still ain't scored, man. What's going on over there? It's 22 seconds.
They had the foul, man. They got the ball back. Pelicans shooting free throws now, so they're trying to see what they can get. 22 seconds left. Get the ball back. They're down by 1. See if they can pull it out.
Give a shout out to Alvin Gentry. I gotta give him a credit, man. That dude right there.
Giving no shout out to Alvin. He ain't nobody.
Then the damn Mavericks, they tied with the Thunder right now. What the hell is going on today?
What's going on in the NBA tonight? It's strange things going on.
Who get the offensive rebound? You got to be kidding me.
And there you go, man. It's crazy things happening in the NBA.
Well, as for now,
that has been it.
You know what? I can't wait until Capella and Harden roll their ankles tonight.
Oh! I rebuke that in the name of Jesus Christ. How dare you say that?
Time out. See, we just scored again as you saying that negativity. So
keep scoring.
Y'all need to be focusing on boxing out the Pelicans over there while we go.
Sir, we don't need to be focused on anything right now except getting ourselves healthy and making this run to the playoffs.
Here comes Kawhi. Kawhi coming. Oh, we didn't even talk about that. Kawhi coming back in March.
Nothing to talk about until he comes back.
Oh, I think that adds some confidence in the Spurs.
We've heard this before. We've heard this before. Until he walks out on that court, there's nothing to talk about.
Ooh, look at Bum J. Cole out there balling.
Oh my God!
Sign them, Rockets. All right. Sign them, Rockets.
That's it, guys.
Yeah, it's time to go.
That's been Fish and Grits, and you guys have just been served.
Let's go, Bum J. Cole.
Oh my God.
Oh, sweet mother of everything.
You gotta get that man some love, man. Let's go, Tobias.